Allahu Akbar.
The average American has been extremely respectful to me. The kids will look, just look, and then they'll smile and look away.
Dr. Nagamia blames the media for not highlighting the positive initiatives taken by the American Muslim community.
You've been doing that for the past 11 years. All that you talked about are all beautiful, positive things that Muslims are doing in America.
Right.
Then how come Muslims have such a bad image?
Well, I think the part of the blame goes to the media, because I think the media tends to exemplify the the part of Muslims which is bad. If somebody does a crime or if somebody does something, then it is plastered in big letters and it is categorized that it is done by a Muslim. But everybody else does it too. I mean, you know, the Christian may do it, the Jews may do it, but they never, then it becomes an individual and it doesn't, his religion or is not emphasized. But when you do good things, then they tend to kind of be, you know, they do show some aspects of it, but it's very brief and, you know, at a very probably inopportune time at midnight or something like that, you know.
But he feels that it's also the responsibility of Muslim organizations and American Muslim citizens to play a proactive role in inviting and working with the media.
So I think if the Muslims also let them know beforehand that they are doing this, and you know, so they don't tend to ignore totally, but I think they don't give as much importance to the positive things that Muslims do as they could, because if they could, we are of course citizens of this country. We are going to be here. We want to benefit the society, and I mean, I would say 99.9% of the Muslims are very good, positive citizens of this country. And they do positive things. And those positive things have to be brought up.
What do you think is going on right now as far as Islam is concerned and Muslims are concerned? Do you think that the world outside America doesn't know that there are American Muslims like yourselves living here, and at the same time, Americans themselves aren't fully aware about your existence?
Arab Muslims, Pakistani Muslims in the U.S., here at the masjid, all the time I have sisters asking me, "Sister, where are you from?" And I'll say, "I'm American." And they're like, yes, you live here, but where are you from originally? And I'm like, "No, sister, I'm American, born and raised and generations. You know, I am America, okay? We can be American Muslims." And that's like, I think it takes them back a little bit. And they're like, "Oh, I thought you were Moroccan. I thought you were, you know, such and such." And then they say, "Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah," you know. So that's I think we have, even within our own communities, we have that issue. It's not just the people who are on the outside that have, that are naive to that fact.
And how do you think we can address that?
I think that we're just trying to get our message out a lot, at least our presence here at this masjid, on every Eid, on, you know, Juma. We try to be out, we try to make our presence known. We try to, now that we're more organized and we've been able to, you know, have a stance and say, okay, this is us, we are American Muslims. It's, we're starting to get the message out. I think it's also important, you know, in my workplace where I was not ashamed or anything. You know, they knew I was Muslim. My coworkers, you know, through the city of Tampa knew that I was Muslim. They would come to me, they would ask questions openly, and I wouldn't want them to be nervous about asking certain types of questions, because I wanted to be able to answer them, whether they were biased, whether, you know, they seemed stereotypical or anything. I'm like, bring it on, let me clear it up, you know, let's just talk about it, give you a better understanding.
You don't feel scared, or, you know, somebody's going to attack you or anything like that?
You know, surprisingly, there's parts of Florida where it's a little bit more, you know, Confederate flag flying people and pickup truck, to be stereotyping myself, you know. Those type of people kind of make you nervous, whether you're Black American, whether I have a biracial son, you know, so I used to get nervous with that stuff. But I can say that I have been extremely impressed with the responses that I get, even going into the rural towns. I've never had anybody be rude or ignorant to me. They may look out of curiosity, that's human nature, you know, and I wish they would, you know, say, oh, you know, ask me a question about it. The only thing I've ever had them say to me was, oh, what a beautiful outfit, what a beautiful hijab, oh, I like the colors. You know, it's never been anything negative, alhamdulillah. And so I think that in large, you probably do have the people who do have bad experiences where you find somebody that's just kind of gone off the deep end. But in large, they've been extremely respectful. The average American has been extremely respectful to me. The kids will look, but even the kids, you know, they'll just look and then they'll smile and look away. Kids who have no filter on their mouth, you know, haven't been even saying rude things. So that says something for our society.
That's fantastic.
But talking about media, this takes me back to Valia Ahmed. She was once a broadcasting major, but as a Muslim woman, she now feels a little nervous.
And you're a broadcasting major. You were.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
That was a long time ago. So why didn't you pursue that?
Nerves. I have a lot of nervousness in being Muslim, a lot of being out. I've been out, and sometimes I pull myself back in because to me, sometimes if I'm not studying Islam to a greater degree, I step out, get nervous and say, I can't be more out there than I am here, and then that's what ends up happening to me. It happens a lot.
People in the outside world saying that Muslims are under attack and Muslims are facing a lot of problems, that's a myth.
Well, I've had lots of conversations with people who've never been to America who say, oh, you're in America and you're Muslim. You know, I heard that they spit on you, that they treat you bad, that they do everything. And you can't blame them because probably the only thing they're seeing on their media is that. Just like in America, the only thing we see are the, you know, people acting crazy, the Muslims acting crazy, you know, and that's not really the way it is. That's not what's happening. People are living everyday normal lives. They're being kind to each other. So absolutely it's a myth. It's the sensationalized media that's, you know, broadcasting over there for whatever purpose they have, you know, astaghfirullah, whatever they're wanting to do with that, you know, let them try, but that's not what we experience on an everyday basis here.
So here's an American Muslima, an American Muslim woman, having a fantastic life, raising a family, offering her prayers, following her faith, coexisting with all other faith traditions in America, and doing a lot of social and community work, feeding the hungry, and living the American dream. Am I correct? Am I correct in saying that?
Yes, absolutely, absolutely. And might I also add that in many countries, Islamic, quote unquote, Islamic countries, I wouldn't have the freedom to practice Islam the way I'm practicing it right now. My husband is Tunisian, his father's an imam, and 10 minutes after prayer, he better have that masjid locked up or else the police are there. You know, women are walking on the street. And again, I don't want to say, this is coming from the people, not from media, you know, so this is secondhand. But, you know, the girls' hijabs oftentimes by public officials are being torn off. But yet and still they tolerate legalized prostitution, you know, so they're allowing one extreme, but they're not allowing the other, not even extreme, but moderate people to practice their religion, and it's a very dangerous slope for them, and that's not what we experience here in America. We're allowed on all spectrums of the scale.
So the moderate, peaceful, progressive Muslim revolution is taking place in the United States?
I do believe this, yes.
And like Jill, Khadija also feels that this is her time. Once, she was spat upon, but now she says she's ready to make a difference in her life as well as in the lives of others, no matter what their faith may be.
I also believe that this is our time. The Latino Muslim in America is doing a renaissance.